I got sick about a few years ago and I got a virus. I was screaming in the booth for 10 years. I'll give you a hearing loss.
So we replayed, yeah. Let me know. All right, I have to pronounce your name.
Sean Schemmel.
Schemmel.
Schemmel. A lot of people say Schemmel or Schemmel.
That I would hate to get your name wrong. Like,
well, no, it's okay. When they say Schemmel, I think it's like Steve Urkel on Family Matters. He's like Stefan Urkel. Did you ever see that show where he's cool? So Sean Schemmel is my cool version, and Sean Schemmel's my nerdy person.
Which one would you prefer?
Oh, Sean Schemmel is fine.
Okay. All right, let me try that again.
Yeah, okay.
You can still keep recording.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm here with Sean Schemmel, veteran voice actor.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying the convention so far?
Well, I've only been here a couple hours, and I flew in this morning, so...
that seems to be the case with a lot of people.
Well, I took a nap, so that was good, but I'm just afraid I won't sleep tonight. I've been to England one other time. I was at Milton Keynes for the show, same producers of this show a few years ago, but I never really got to see England, so this time we're going to stay longer, and I've only been here a couple hours, and so far the turnout is getting bigger and bigger. So it's the first day of the show, it's evening, so people are coming off work and coming out, but it's been very exciting so far.
I personally recommend you go through Oxford Circus and just go around from there.
Well, we're gonna go down to Brighton for a few days, and we're gonna go check out, get some friends in Seaford, and we're gonna maybe go west. My handler's telling me about a bunch of castles to the west, and so we're gonna spend a few days here in London, the show, and then we're gonna go down to Brighton. Then we're gonna come back for one day of touring around London, maybe in a bus or something. Just
get a bus tour.
Get it all the way. Get it all the way. And I'm really looking forward to the high tea. I love high tea because British scones are awesome and American scones suck. Sorry, Americans, our scones suck. British scones are. The clotted cream, come on, it's the bomb. I first discovered high tea in Australia at a British place, and I was in love with it. And so I haven't had a proper British high tea, even though I was here before. So I'm looking forward to that. We've totally digressed. We're going to talk.
No, that's great. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. We love hearing about that stuff. Well, people will most likely know you voicing Goku.
Yes.
In all the Dragon Balls. Like, how does it feel like people are still talking about Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball in general, like, now?
Well, this could be a very long answer.
Oh, great.
It's a very, I'm a philosopher, sort of, and an existentialist, and I try to think about things from not just a simple level. And I can say when I first started the show, I'd meet people and they're like, oh, it's great, you're Goku, and I think it's great to meet you, and some people thought it sucked, but mostly 95% of people are like, hey, it's really great to meet you. But now after doing it for so long, and after all these kids have grown up, and it's, had its chance to kind of seed itself into a generation, now when people are meeting me, I get a completely different response. It's almost, and I hate to even use these words because it's so embarrassing for me, but I appreciate it so much. It's almost like a legendary worshipy type of thing versus, hey, it's cool you're Goku. Now it's like, oh my God, you were my whole childhood. I can't believe you're here. You're a god. I'm like, no, I'm just a dude who stands in a booth and voices a character. And I will say this, it is rewarding because when you're doing something like this, and I think this is true for a lot of art, when you're in the booth or you're recording or you're an actor on camera, at least most actors I know, we're not really thinking about this effect. We're thinking totally about just, you don't know what's going to happen. So you're just going balls to the wall, making choices on the fly, hoping they're good, hoping that it won't suck, and doing the best you can with the tools you have. And then when it's fed back, I've recorded 297 episodes plus 100 for this, plus 13 movies, plus every single video game. And I've got people who are, my friend Ralph is a scientist of sorts, and we're thinking about how it affects the human brain. He goes, well, check this out, Sean. These kids are hearing the vibrations of your voice in their neural network when they're 7 or 10 or 12 years old, and it's being fused into their brains as their brains are growing, and now they're all adults with money. So they're going to come out and see you. I mean, they're not giving me money, but they're going to come out and see you and go,
get your autograph.
Well, you had to get my autograph, right? Which, the first one's free, by the way. And then they charge you. I didn't even know that was going to happen, but I'm totally fine with it. Anyway, so understanding the collective power of media, and when I lay in bed at night, I'm like, millions of kids have heard it is an overwhelming, frightening, it makes you feel very humbled and also proud, and also, oh my God, I hope I did the good job, and I hope it doesn't suck, and getting to do Dragon Ball Z Kai was really unheard of in the industry. Like, you don't get to go revoice your show, and I was happy to do Kai. I'm answering a question you probably had for me.
Fine.
I'm happy to do Kai because we did Z. A lot of the stuff I did early on I thought really sucked. A lot of kids like it. Hey, that's great. And on Kai, I really felt like, all right, now I've really got this character understood, and the lines are more close to the Japanese. They're almost identical to Japanese.
Like it's less of the filler that
less of the filler.
The series.
Totally. Well, Akira Toriyama, from what I understand, I don't want to speak for the guy. From what I was told, wanted to make it just like the manga. So that's why I love Kai. But anyway, that's a long answer to a simple question. Sorry.
You told me earlier that you are getting back into video games.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with any of the video game voice actors like Nolan North or people like that?
I'm familiar with video game voice actors of games of people I've worked with on other anime.
Okay.
And other people like, who've done TV shows like Mark Hamill. I'm familiar with his voice in video games. I was a hardcore gamer. I couldn't finish college because of gaming, and then I sold all my systems and still didn't finish college, but I got closer to finishing.
That's always good.
I was out of gaming for a while, and then the Xbox came out, and I refused to buy one because it was Microsoft, but then my friend talked me into one, and then they made the smaller controller, and then I got an Xbox. I had a Dreamcast that was translucent. I've had every system, so I'm a hardcore gamer, and I got back into it when I moved in with my girlfriend, and she was a gamer, and now we're playing Borderlands nonstop, which I played like a year or two ago, and then I got her into it, and so now we're like totally trying to do completionist because Borderlands 2 is coming.
Yep.
I love Mass Effect. I love. I'm a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series. I love Oblivion. I played Skyrim. No, I played the Elder Scrolls 2 back in the early 90s on a 486 PC. And so when Skyrim came out, I was like, oh my God, I love Oblivion. There are things in Oblivion I like better than Skyrim, by the way. They took a lot of stuff out of Skyrim that I really liked, but I do think Skyrim is a work of art. So I love Skyrim. I think the voice acting in BioShock is unbelievably awesome. I wish I got to work on that game. I don't know how that happened. A few of my friends are in Skyrim. A few of my friends are in Oblivion. So I am familiar with some of that talent. I'm so glad that voice actors and actors in general are getting a chance to bring these games to life, myself included. So it really makes a difference in the game.
So I might as well wrap it up by asking what you're doing at the moment.
I'm standing here having an interview with you. No. No, sorry.
No one has ever done that before. That's amazing. I'm going to shake your hand for that. That's awesome.
What am I doing at the moment? What board am I working on? I'm working on Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which is a sequel to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I believe. It's not. It's in a different universe. I'm working on a video game of a major comic book character that I just finished that I cannot talk about because I signed a non-disclosure, but it's a very big game for iPad. I just finished that. I'm actually doing some cartoons for India. Believe it or not, India's making a lot of animation. I just did a few, I've worked on Pokemon pretty regularly. I have some Pokemon to do when I get back. I'm playing a lot of different Pokemon, and right now things are a little bit on the slow side animation-wise in New York, so just working on those projects right now. And that's about it for now. I just finished the sequel to the Shit My Dad Says audiobook. So remember Shit My Dad Says, and then the sequel, I just finished that, and that's in stores now. So I did that audiobook, and that's about it for now. So,
Joe, I'm going to sneak in another question.
What's that?
You mentioned Pokemon.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Pokemon to play?
Oh, well, I haven't played a lot of the different Pokemon. I just started voicing a Pokemon. Well, I got to say Lucario was my favorite one to play because he talks, and it's a wonderful character. But I like playing Chandelure. I just started playing Chandelure, and I played Sock in the game, and let's say I played Grings Kodai, the main bad guy in the last movie, the movie before the last one. I'm trying to think of. It's hard for me to keep track of the Pokemon because you have to catch them all, and there's a jillion of them.
And then Nintendo just make like 150 board.
Yeah, no kidding. So a lot of Pokemon, a lot of stuff. So I'm just waving because I don't know. I'm feeling weird. I'm jet lagged.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
I'm really enjoying London, and I love England, and I'm happy to be here.
Make sure to get to it. I can recommend you some places if you want.
Tell me where to get good high tea. Because I love high tea with the scones and sandwiches.
That's tough.
Because is it all good everywhere? Or is that just something the English do perfectly
I would
everywhere?
say try more central.
I'm going down to Brighton for the weekend.
Go to South Bank.
South Bank, okay.
Yeah, they have the BFI,
right,
and then they have the little cafe.
Right.
Their high tea. I heard their high tea is pretty good.
All right, sweet.
And it's also like right on the coast of the Thames, so.
And that's nice. Great view. I want to see the Thames, definitely.
Yeah. So you get that.
And when I was reading, by the way, it just reminded me of something. I want to see Big Ben. There's a joke in the Shit My Dad Says sequel called, it's by Justin Halpern in the audiobook, and he was with a buddy of his traveling through London, and some English person got angry at him for saying that Big Ben should be called medium-sized Ben because it's really not that big. And I don't know, I've never seen it, so is it really that big, or should it be called medium-sized Ben? I don't know.
I think people like just to call the tower Big Ben's.
Yeah.
That's why they kind of. especially since the Shard's been built. It's
Well,
like,
you know what's so funny? When I moved to the East Coast from Texas, I always thought the Statue of Liberty was massive, but it's not that big. It's not very big at all. So,
probably big for the time.
yeah, for the times, like in the 1800s. This is the biggest statue. It's huge.
Look at this big.
So I'm going to go see big men or medium-sized men, no offense. I did not come up with that joke. I wish I had. And have some high tea.
Yep.
Do the British thing. I'm hoping to ride in an old British taxi
Bump
cab.
into a few people.
Why should I bump into them?
Because that's a very London thing to do.
What, to like, what do you mean? Like,
No, I was only.
oh, so, oh.
Don't bump into anyone.
Oh.
Don't. Listen, I don't know what else you should do.
Right. So I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah,
I love England.
Just look around London.
I want to get
It's
a
great
cool
city.
Union Jack T-shirt or something, or something very. If I had a
Then you'll definitely be a tourist.
yeah,
And people
definitely.
will be like-
I have a. That's like when people
that
come
just
to
reminds
New
me,
York.
I used to go to a uni and you could tell all the Americans, because there was an American college on the side, they used to come with like, I love London. And I'm like, you are so tourist.
That's
Nobody
like coming
would
to New
wear
York
that.
and getting the I Heart New York City.
Yeah.
I never. The only T-shirt I have from New York, my sister bought me before I moved to New York when she was living in New York, that says New York fucking city, and I've only worn it once in Manhattan, and I'm like, yeah, that's.
You
a New
should
York
wear that over here if you had it.
fucking city.
That'd be amazing. Just
Now,
wear that.
is it legal to do in England? Are
No,
they,
yeah,
okay,
no
I didn't know what
problem.
the
Yeah.
speech laws
Nobody
are in England.
cares. Yeah.
Nobody cares. That's good.
Nobody cares.
I have no idea what the laws are in England.
Just don't wear like a bomb shirt or something. I don't do that.
Okay. All right.
do that.
All right. Well, it's a real pleasure. And
Yeah, it's a real pleasure.
and let me know how it goes.
yeah, shout it.
And thank you.